Now I have to go upload it. Now I have to go publish it. Now, right? All those pieces there. You made a change here. You made a change here on that document on your phone. 2-hour delay. Boop. If I goes, looks out there, there it is. Any question what's included? Does that make sense to everybody?
Brett, there's a lot of people sitting around the room with Apple devices.
Oh my gosh, Apple. We work great with Apple. I have a Mac. You saw that, right? All my Chrome devices are out in the customer sites. You got a PC? Works. Yeah, Linux box? Works. You want to put Chrome on your Mac? On your Mac or on your iPad? You can do that. You put Chrome on it, your bookmarks follow you. Wherever you are. Because what happens? It synchronizes all that up to the cloud and then brings it down to your devices.
And
How many devices do you want?
you can pull up open tabs from other Chrome
Sessions.
on other sessions on other machines.
Other Chrome sessions you can pull up. You were looking at a website on your PC that's a desktop at your office. You go home. What was that website name? I don't know. Oh, now you can go, click on it. Oh, there it is. That's the tab I want. Pull it over. Start reading exactly where you were. Is that nice? Is that cool? Is that... So what else is out there? So that was the basic scripts. That was the stuff that they support day to day and everything. There's so many other applications out there, right? We talked about Chrome, Translate. We can all do a translate from Japanese to English. Google Apps scripts, code. You can start coding. There's a whole platform over here we haven't even talked about. I don't think it's on here yet. Nope, it's not on here. Whole platform over here. You can Google Cloud Platform. That can be your SQL server now. Can be your MongoDB if you want to. Stateless database. All running on their equipment, backing up, being protected. Anybody do collect data? Do you put it in a spreadsheet? Maybe on experiments, right? So this is how you have different fluids and what it reacts to a plant in this case. Great thing is it's a live document. You have 9 people putting in information as you want. As they put it in, the graph changes.
So in that case, Brett, like if they had a science class, you could have all the students doing the experiment and then create an aggregate set of data for the entire class and not just here's one student.
You don't create it, it created itself. All the information's here. You got a little chart over here that says, hey, all this, as this information comes in, boom, there it is. You don't have to do it. You set it up, and that's done. You don't have to say, oh, I need to update the chart. I need to, we added more. Yep, I need to update, right? You build it right, it will sit there and just continue to be dynamic. So assessments, anybody do assessments in class? Great thing is you can create a quick little form, maybe 5 or 6 questions. They go, they put the information in. You actually will have a summary of all the stuff in there as they're putting it in to see what topics you need to be focused on. It's a 2-minute assessment, right? You create it. Takes maybe 3 minutes to type all this in, and 2 minutes for everybody in the classroom to fill it in. They all go in there, hit submit. Your information is just continually tabulating as all that information comes in. Interesting? No?
Is any of that done in a manual process today? Or is it just sort of on a teacher by teacher basis, they can kind of just determine if they want to do an assessment? Or?
Something like this, we'll use like, we get CDs with books, exams or whatnot. Will they, do you have a converter essentially from whatever the file is to something like this?
What is their file? Is it Excel?
No, it's a Blackboard file actually. City Blackboard 7.
I don't think there's anything out there I've seen with Blackboard yet, but you could create one if you wanted to. That's the great thing about this is that it's all open. You could go out and code this stuff if you wanted to.
I'm trying to score a touchdown this group. Makes sense.
Okay. Parent-teacher conferences. How fun is that scheduling? Yeah, you got appointment slots. So you create your calendar, you put it out there. Parents have access to Google, have access to that calendar, be able to pick an appointment slot that works for them. Boop. It's automatically put in there. It removes it from the pool so you can't have double bookings. Like that. No more papers sent home, no more waiting on somebody to respond, no more tabulating and figuring out, all right, I need 5 choices here, which one, is this gonna work here? If you have access to a computer, you'll be able to do this. Here's something very interesting, right? You get a professor, a news anchor, a sports figure. They don't have to come to your school. They just need to have a Google account. You know what? They get a Google account for free. And all of a sudden, you're able to have a hangout with them. They're here talking to you on their PC. You're watching it on the screen and are able to respond back with them through your PC. Video, voice, chat, documents. I think that's really interesting. I think that is going to just, that can change everything, right? Where do you have to be in the world to be connected? Anywhere. Except for some parts of China. We have had some problems with that, but that's another story. Invite grandparents that are sitting in Florida to read a book to the class. My mom has an iPad and an Android tablet and a Chrome device, Chrome OS device. She sits and talks with my daughter all the time over. So it's easy, simple. How much is a Chrome device? $250, right? There's one that came out, the HP 11 just came out. That's now light case with some colors on it and everything for $279. It'll go down. Talked about having a portfolio, right? This is more for maybe the higher end pieces here, but you can now create a website for the student control. Where do you host it? You don't have to worry about hosting. You don't have to worry about where that space is, and consuming it, and keeping it up, and all of that. There it is. Put it out there. That could be his name dot school name, right? So here's a statement from Edmonton Public Schools. I don't know why we get all these non-US pieces in here. They're almost US, right? Engagement, homework completion rates have increased significantly. Students are collaborating on projects, commenting on each other's writings. So now you have somebody that's sitting here making a document, and you've given that class the ability to comment on it. So it's not changing anything on there. It's actually just comments on the side. that they can take and apply to the document if they want.
Brett, what is it that would drive homework completion up about?
I forgot it at school. The dog ate it. Right? I mean, you guys have heard of it, right? Do you have a computer? Do you have your Chromebook that we just gave you? What's the excuse? It's there, it's available, it's ready. I didn't do it. Okay, that's an excuse. So, how often is it up? Almost always. How often is it down? Hardly ever. Do you have to worry about that? No. There are, last figure that I saw, 120 million companies using Google Apps today. There are, and I'll show you that in a second, there are right now 9 data centers across the world that Google owns and manages. Have to worry about your mailbox filling up? Have to worry about the server crashing? Not anymore. And free Google. So security is important, right? Privacy is important. Work anywhere from any time and also be compliant with laws and teach students digital citizenship. So we've all had that problem out there. This just will help enforce it, right? It's not another thing to add on. It is while you're teaching, you're adding that in. As you're going and talking about it, saying, hey, don't share it to everybody, just share it to the person you want to have see this, right? Right there is a very good why, right? It's a good conversation to have. Here's one of Google's data centers. Yes, it is that colorful. So data is replicated, so you're not dependent on one data center, one of Google's data centers. That data center goes down, you are still up. Because your data is replicated at least 4 times across different data centers. And it cannot be put together. If somebody walks out of this room with a server, they are not able to actually look at any information on that server because it is just bits and pieces of data. It's not the whole thing. The data is spread across all these different servers, across all these different data centers, obfuscated. And of course, we've got all the SSAE 16 and 3402 and Type 2, SOC 2, 27001. The data is governed by privacy policy. You can read it there. Basically, it says they don't have access to your data. You control your data. Your data is your data. It's not Google's data. They're not going to sit there and scan it and put it out there for somebody to look at. No ads. Free Gmail things, yeah, they're ads. But no ads for the business side as well as the EDU side. Perfect compliant, and we'll also register with US EU Safe Harbor, and we got additional amendments for EU data processing. Everybody wants to go over to Germany and try to talk to somebody, it's really difficult. You are able to control these settings from an administrative standpoint. So whoever's administrator over that OU can make these changes. Whoever's super administrator can see if that person can allow that to change. If there's a change that happened, we've got audit logs to see who made that change, when they made it, and what they moved it from and to. And now you also get notified if that change happens. You get an email that says, hey, somebody made this change, some administrator made this change. Transparency, the ability to take your responsibility and spread it out to people that are able to do that, want to do that. Talked about email. Google App Vault, we just talked about it a few minutes ago. It archives.
Was that the Google Management Platform that goes with the Chromebooks that we were just seeing a picture of?
That was the Google Apps data or management platform. Yes, part of that. Chromebooks is a part of that. But that's the back end. Go to admin.google.com. You log in. You'll be able to see and make all those changes. Where? Oh, archive. We just talked about that. E-discovery, governance. You turn it on. It watches everything, and you can't delete it. You can't get rid of it. You can't remove it.
So the students use the chat for being able to, it records all that. Administrative people with it, so.
Yep.
Can they search those for words, keywords?
Yep. Create a case. Create a case. Put all the keywords in there. It pulls all the stuff up from that. Limited to certain OU, to certain conversation between students. However, what do you want to limit it?
When you say create a case, like it can auto scan, you can have it like auto scan every chat session that the kids do, and then automatically send you notification if a keyword pops up.
Let's see, is there a notification? No, but you'll have that case out there and you can look at it at any time to see what's in there. Notification for case management's not there yet.
Okay. But if there was, you can create a case for the word bomb, and if you ever saw, if it would be looking for that and put it in the case file for you if it ever popped up.
Yep.
And does it work just like Google search word? You go bomb around any other word with school.
Yep. You can get how crazy you want to get. You want to do Boolean, you want to do
Yeah,
regex,
that's my
you can
question.
do
Okay.
whatever you want to do with it. Yep.
Yep.
Very, very, very powerful. Remember, Google grew up in search, right? That's their core on almost everything.
Yeah, that's
We're going to fly through here real quick. This is the server room. This is just the ways to get signed up. We can help you through all of that. So let me just get through here real quick. Several different deployments. Need access to the internet, right? I think we're all good with that. Support, right? Here, 24/7 by 365.25. Thanks. You have an 800 number to call. You call that number, you get an answer. It's not, yeah, I got all your stuff secure and everything. It's sitting in my basement. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I disappear, go on vacation, don't answer the phone, whatever. What happens? You can't get answers. This is dealing with Google. So, one of the great things about it is that if you refresh your screen, close your Chrome, open it back up, you have the newest and latest and greatest. You don't have to install Word 2010, or now it's 2013. It's always up to date. It's always there. It's always ready. And this gives you, there's a what's-new.googleapps.com, gives you the calendar of all the things that are coming out. Devices. We just talked about that, right? You got Apple, you got Linux, you got Mac, you got PC, you got what? It works. So, this device here, if I look at it, we're up and running right now, right? It is now shut down. It is now turned back on and ready for you to log in now. Fast. Simple. You know, I mean, you can get crazy if you want with Boolean searches and all that, and you can do that. That's a great thing about it. If you want to code something, you can do that. They've got a huge amount of APIs out there you can go and add and grab and manage and everything, but you don't have to. Everything's available on the web interface. It's simple. That's been one of Google's driving, and in honesty, I think one of their best pieces out there is that it's simple. Chrome OS has a great security layer built onto it where it watches and looks for code that you're not supposed to execute and all that stuff, which means viruses are not able to penetrate it right now. Will they ever be? There's some smart people out there who do some crazy things with viruses. Never say never.
So, Brett, I got a quick question for you. When I browse around on this Chromebook with login with my login,
Yep.
I'll see certain apps that cost money, or music, or whatever. Will kids that are logged in, you know, with a Frankton-Lapel supplied login ID, will they see things that cost money, or how does
If
that
you
work?
allow it,
If you allow, okay.
again, you have that control.
Alright. And then how would, if you allowed it, how would they pay for it?
It would ask you for a credit card.
Okay.
It's not tied back to the Frankton-Lapel school system. It doesn't. Oh, hey, you just charged. That's right. It's not, that doesn't happen. Chromebooks are great. It's what this basically saying. It's intuitive, and you give it to a kid. They're able to turn it on. They log in. My daughter has one or two. I don't remember how many she has now. Different rooms of the house. She goes from one place to another, picks up where she wants to see things. The solar system, right? All the different stars around it gives you that access. Let's do a demo real quick. So, what I want to do is I am going to. Why is that? I am going to. I'm in my live account, so don't look too hard, okay? Right, create a folder so you can do a hierarchy like you would. You don't have to, because in email and Drive and everything, when you put things into these systems, you're going into a glob. They're just a blob sitting out there. Folders are just ways of having an attribute to that file. It actually doesn't go into a folder file. It's just an attribute, a label, if you will, for that file. What's nice about that is you can take a document and you can put it in 5 different folders and still just one document. It's still a live document. You make a change on that document, it changes that in all 5 places because those 5 places are not real. It's all pointing back to a single live document.
Brett, is that, I'm just thinking about a practical use for that. I mean, is that so, say a teacher could have the same document for 5 different classes. Each class has their own folder, but they're all looking at the same
Yep.
common document.
Yep. Teacher's able to sit there and have the document out and make changes to it. Only has to make changes to it in one place. But that document is sitting in one place, and maybe there's other documents that are in her folder that she doesn't want to have those students look at. She just shares this from that other folder level and is able to see it, manage it. Very good. So let me do this. Go ahead and go ahead and call me.
I don't know if it's going to work because I don't see a camera over there.
That's okay.
I hear
It doesn't
ring.
matter.
Okay. I hear a ring.
I don't know where that ring is. That might be. Is that mine? Sit side down here.
Assuming I
So, look, Nathan sent me a message. Do I want to accept it? Do I want to even start talking to him? Sure, I'll start talking to him. And now I could say, cowboy, right? What's that mean? Does that mean anything? So let me just do something real quick here. If I want to say cowboy now, there's more in there than I thought there would be. I've got, I've got his chat right there. If I go and make a document, why is it? A document here. And maybe I say cowboy in there as well. Need to reload Chrome on this. It's got a close it. Now I go through Cowboy. It's also going to go through a search by documents here. It hasn't been indexed yet, but in a few minutes, I'll search on it. It'll have all my documents in there as well for that. So Nathan is.
I saw over there on the right when you were back in your search that it had a little video camera next to.
Yeah. Nathan is here, and let's say I want to share a document with Nathan. I'm going to do that real quick, okay? What is your...
That's not my Gmail account.
Yeah, I need to get that.
It's tnathan.snell@gmail.com.
Thank you. Does that look right?
Yep.
I should have stopped for a second. But it came up and warned me and said, hey, this guy's not in your organization. Sure you want to share it out there? It even gives you a warning, again, making you aware. So I've given him edit permissions. So now he has it, he's opening it up. It is Google Drive.
Will it send me an email notification?
Go ahead and go to Google Drive. It didn't send you a notification as well.
Slide of presentation.
Oh, it's under shared.
Oh, sure. Okay, I was looking at mine. Oh, there it is.
Nathan, all of a sudden, he comes in, look, I see that Nathan's in there. So it shows you who's in there. He starts making changes to it. You can see where he is. You can see what he's doing. And I can go in here and make a change right next to it. I can sit here and say, you know what? I can comment on a certain word. And now we've got the comment over here. And he can respond to that comment and have a conversation all about this word. Now, I am going to look at it on my phone. And I'm sitting here looking at it, and trying to figure out what's going on.
Every time I'm here, it always tries to put me on the wireless.
I changed it on my phone, right here. I logged in over here, logged in on my phone. He's logged in over there. Any wows here? Any wows? Come on, we need a wow here.